War II. He happens, and Rose as well, happen to be members of what's been called the greatest generation. And I think for a very good reason. And our generation and the generations after us will, I think, always look to the generation in which you did for our country. My parents happen to also be in that the generation. My mom's much younger than you. She's only 94. She's a kid. That's right. She's just a kid. And my father was World War II veteran also. He's unfortunately passed on. But you were in the Asiatic Pacific part of the war, and my father was in Europe during the war. He was started out in Great Britain and England, and then into France and Belgium and Germany ultimately, and was waiting to come over to your part of the war when they dropped the big one, as they say, and the war ended as a result of that. But when the call came, a long, long time ago, Corporal Myers answered that call and went and wore the uniform of our country and put his life on the line for the rest of ours. And there were many jobs that people did during that war. Some drove tanks, some flew planes, some drove trucks, some did all kinds of things, and they were all important and valuable, and we appreciate everything that you did and all those other veterans during that time when they answered that call. So we greatly appreciate everything that you did for our country. We're so happy to still have you here to be able to accept these. And with your wife, your bride of 70 years, I understand. That's pretty significant.
We don't get married soon.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to remember that line. My parents made it to 52 years when my dad passed. But yeah, my wife and I made it to 45, so we're good there. But in any event, it really is an honor to be here. And unfortunately, this generation, there aren't as many of them around. My dad passed away before the World War II memorial was actually completed. So when I go over there a couple of times a year and meet the honor flights that come up to Washington, I always kind of think, gee, I wish Dad could have experienced this. But many other people do come up. And now they tend to be not just World War II generation, but Korean War veterans and Vietnam veterans and even some Gulf War veterans, etc., come up on these flights. But in fact, Buddy LaRosa reminded me of that recently. You probably all, if you don't know personally, everybody knows of Buddy LaRosa with LaRosa Pizzas. But he was there on one of the honor flights, and I made the mistake of welcoming the World War II generation people that were here, like Buddy LaRosa. And he said, "I'm Korea, not World War II. I'm old, but I'm not that old," is what Buddy said at the time. But so I haven't made that mistake again. So anyway, we want to thank your daughter Jane for contacting us about this and getting the medals for you. And I believe we had a flag flown over the Capitol building for your birthday, which was July 10th. Is that right? July 10th?
She takes care of me.
That's excellent. My mom's was July 16th, so you guys were pretty close, actually. So she was born in 24, you were born in 23. My mother-in-law was born in 20, and she's still with us, too. She's 98 now, and doing great. But anyway, I again want to thank everyone for being here so that we can present these medals, and it always means a lot more to have family and loved ones with you here to experience this with you. And so without further ado, you can stay right there. I'm going to present these to you. We first have here, and Rose will be happy about this, this is the Good Conduct medal. I don't know if you heard what he said, but he said she won't believe that. But I know she does. She does it better than anybody, for sure. And then we have the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with Bronze Star. And then we have the World War II Victory Medal, which meant freedom for so many millions. And this is the service medal lapel pin. They call it the rupture duck, which you're probably familiar with. You can wear that on a coat or something else, or Rose could wear that, or anyone else, but that's what they have there. Sure. And last but not least is the Marksman's Award with the rifle bar on here as well, and we'd like to present that to you as well. Pretty good shot. And again, your family is welcome to do whatever they want with the medals. They are yours. And sometimes people will put them in they call them a shadow box, or sometimes they'll do different things with them. But they're it's up to you and the family what you want to do with them. And ultimately, people oftentimes pass these down to the family. For
How about pajamas?
Which one?
Pajamas?
Oh, pajamas? Well, you can pass one down. But again, I think on behalf of a grateful nation and the United States Congress, we want to thank you for your service to your country.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. I would welcome any words of wisdom that you might want to tell your friends and family here, either about your time then or now, or whatever you want to say. The floor is yours. Anything you'd like to say, Corporal?
Well, like they used to say in the old days, it was hard, but I'd do it all over again. My country's been great to me, great to my family, and I appreciate everything I have here. And that's why I went over. I had a chance to get out, but I stayed in. And that's the best thing I ever did. There's one of them right there, my little brother. We had 5 of them at home, and they told my mom, said, he doesn't have to go, he's got 5 little kids to take care of. I was the only one that worked. And I said, no, I want to go in if you let me do one thing. He said, what is that? I said, I had 2 months to go before I graduated. Would you let me graduate? They said, absolutely, sir. They said, will you put you over Fort Thomas and you go to night school for 2 years, for 2 months. And that's what I did, and I got my degree, and I always remember that. Thank you very much.
So if you'd like to, what we can do is we can hold the medals up and maybe have your brother. Is it Lawrence or Larry? It's
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Either
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, have your brother and your daughter, any grandchildren or grandson? You have 3 grandchildren, maybe two of them here today. So maybe get the family up here and we can take some pictures and